Groundandpound-TV here with UFC legend Tito Ortiz. Tito, thanks a lot for your time. I guess the first question that comes to mind for everybody, of course for your fans, will you ever step into the cage again sometime?
Will I ever step in the cage again? That's a great question. I know it's been crossing my mind a few times. It's been crossing my mind, 4 or 5 times. I could never close the door on it.
You got a lot of fans in Germany. They want you back, man.
Yeah, I physically, my body can't handle it right now. I'm still recovering from neck surgery. I still have to get knee surgery still, and I go to ACL replacement. UFC have kept their word. Dana White, actually, and Lorenzo Fertitta are coming out of their own pocket to take care of my knee surgery. I'm very thankful for it. They've kept their word, and their insurance denied the claim, but they said they'll come out of pocket for it, as they did with my neck surgery. They came out of pocket for it, and they're taking care of me, and I'm very thankful for it. My kids, my children, are able to have their dad throw the football with them. And, I've had back surgery. I've had 2 neck surgeries. I've had a knee surgery on my left side. I have to get a right ACL replaced on my right knee. Me coming back and fighting, I don't know. I really don't want to. I really don't need to. But I'm still young. I just turned 38. I still have the competitive edge about me. That my fans would love it. But right now, no, I don't really see myself coming back. Just because last year I went for a takedown and I got slammed in my head and my arms and legs went completely numb for about 2 minutes. And that's a scary feeling. I couldn't imagine being paralyzed. I have children. And I got to make sure that I take care of my children. And my children are number one. I have 3 sons. I want to make sure that I'm there for them as a father. I'm able to wrestle with them. I'm able to, pick them up, hold them. I mean, as fathers should do with their kids. I want to be there for them. And if there's a chance of me going paralyzed because of fighting, I'm a great businessman. I know Donald Trump saw a good thing in me, and when I was on the Celebrity Apprentice, I was able to work business. My Punishment Athletics clothing company has been very successful. My nutrition line is starting to be very successful. My gym is very successful. Now my management company is exploding right in front of me, and it's showing just what hard work and dedication's really to come about. So maybe I won't have to ever fight again. I would love to, but I don't think my body can take it. Can my mind take it? Yeah. Can my body take it? No. Does my mind want to? Yeah. But does my body want to? I wish it did. But physically, it's almost impossible. I have, my kids are number one for me. That's if I'm able to make money other ways, by starting a management company and helping other people's career by coming successful people, then I'm doing my job. And I think that's what really matters.
How satisfied are you with your career so far? And of course, your last fight, meaning your end in the UFC, was this some kind of satisfying, or do you have the feeling like I could have done something else? I wanted to come to get into the Hall of Fame or stuff like that.
I think I did everything that I wanted to do in my career like no other. I would never take back anything at all. 0. I did everything the way I wanted it to be. I wore my heart on my sleeve like no other. I think a lot of fans respected me because I come with integrity. The things that I did it because I wanted to do it. I never had anybody else tell me what to do. I did it the way I wanted to do it. My last fight didn't turn out the way it was supposed to. I thought I won. All my fans thought I won.
By the way, today at the weigh-ins, you heard it. Some people were shouting like you won the fight.
I thought I won the fight. When you drop a guy twice, you take a guy down 4 times, and you dominate by doing it. He never took me down. He never hurt me. For the first time, and people watched this fight, Go back and watch the fight. For the first time ever in UFC history that they showed strikes attempted. Not strikes landed, strikes attempted. When do you ever show somebody with strikes attempted? He never hit me. I blocked all of them. I checked all of his kicks. And I listened to Joe Rogan. It was like a one-sided fight that he was watching. And I gave him shit on the phone one time because of it. And, when we did the podcast, he kind of sidewinded around it, never got to those questions. But he said, look at the leg kicks that Forrest is hitting him with. I checked all of them. My shin, I had a chipped bone on the tip of it because I checked all of his kicks. I checked everything. And for the first time, like I said, in UFC history that they did for strikes attempted, he never hurt me. And I thought I won the fight. And after him running out of the fight, that shows that he lost. And for Dana to go back and run and get him to come back, there's something fishy going on here. How does Dana know how the match is going to turn out? I thought something was fishy about that. Was it premeditated? Was it pre-planned out what the answer was going to be? If I didn't knock him out or I had to submit him, they already knew who was going to win. And it's too bad for my fans. It bothered me really bad. But I went out the way I wanted to. I went out swinging. I went out on my shield, and I held my shield up like no other. And like I said, I checked everything. I blocked everything, and I took him down, and I dominated on top, and I dropped him. I knocked him down twice. I broke my hand on his face. I really did everything that I wanted to do during the fight, and I thought I won. And from having a ruptured disc in my neck, I still fought my ass off, to having knee surgery 9 weeks before the fight. I had 50% of my meniscus taken out. I still fought like no other. And I went through training camp with injuries that I never had before. I didn't run at all during training camp, and I looked for no excuses. I had no excuses. I went out and I fought. And I think I showed what a true fighter is when I stepped in that cage and I fought that night. And every one of my fights, I've always done that. I never fought anybody who was under fifth in the world. I've always fought the best guys who were former world champions, who were future world champions, who were the top 5 in the world. I've always competed. I never had an easy fight, ever. My easiest fight I ever had was UFC 13 when I fought for free against Wes Albritton. That was the easiest fight I ever had in my whole career. All the other fights, I fought against the top guys in the world. No matter what personal things I was going through, no matter what injuries I went through, no matter what injuries came back off of, no matter what injuries I had during. I mean, there was times that I came back, having ACL replacement, having back surgery, having neck surgery, having a ruptured disc in my neck. I had a lot of stuff matter with me, and I still went in and I had a strong mind. And, I think pre-weigh-in before the Ryan Bader fight, and I had a shirt and it said, "I wear out my heart upon my sleeve." I've always done it the way I wanted to do it. And when the fight was over, and I just remember that feeling of winning again, my last win, and everything happens for a reason, I was supposed to lose against a guy who was 4th in the world, or 5th in the world, who was a young up-and-coming star, and I stopped him in 1 minute 59 seconds. And it was for my fans, I think. It was for my family. It was for everything, and it saved my family. It saved my kids' future. I was able to put away a lot of money for them to go whatever college they want to do, to be able to financially take care of my children, because that's what this is truly is all about. This is a business. This isn't about who the toughest guy is and who's a pussy and who's a real fighter. No, this is about business. If you become UFC are billionaires because of us. They weren't billionaires. UFC were losing their ass. It wasn't for guys like myself, Couture, Liddell, Hughes. You go back to Hoist Gracie, go back to Ken Shamrock. If it wasn't for these guys, they wouldn't be billionaires. And I got to give Anderson Silva some credit. I got to give George St. Pierre some credit. If it wasn't for us going out and putting on a show, they wouldn't be billionaires. So I think they should take care of us after our career is done. The guys who are in the Hall of Fame, they need to find some type of retirement fund to take care of us, so we have nothing ever to worry about, because they're billionaires because of us.
Speaking about taking care, you're a manager now, your new career, you're taking care of other fighters. For example, Chris Cyborg. How does it work for you? What is the feeling as a manager now? Are you satisfied?
Am I satisfied? Yeah, I think I'm doing, I get the same feeling. I was at the weigh-in earlier, and I got the same little edgy butterfly feelings as I do before a fight, because now I'm worried about my clients, you know, they're starting to become my kids now. Now I'm starting to get that coaching mentality when, you know, I used to be a high school wrestling coach of watching guys compete. Guys who I trained with, that when they fight, I get that same itchy feeling of watching them compete and wanting them to win, worried about them. And, you know, my clients, I have the same feeling. And, you know, Jessica Payne and Chris Cyborg, Rob Emerson, I mean, the guys that we represent, and we're still a young company, but we're going to represent a lot of big fighters, and I want to take care of their future, not only as fighters, but as businessmen, because like I said, this is a business, and I'm satisfied right now, yes. I think I just have a lot of hard work ahead of me to do, and I'm going to do it.
Do you think other managers that aren't so involved into the fight game, for example, like you were a fighter, do you think they make mistakes that you won't because you know how the fight game really works?
I think they'll make a lot of mistakes that I won't. You know, they'll negotiate themselves out of deals, as I won't. Dana said that Chris Cyborg is non-relevant. Well, my job is to make her relevant. My job is to support her and make her the next biggest star so she can make millions and go outside the game of doing that. Where UFC now all of a sudden will come in and buy Invicta. They'll actually make a 145 weight pound class because of her, and that's my goal. And my job is to help promote the next world champions. And you know, I look at it, and not only as being a manager, my job is being a promoter. And I've done it so long in UFC that no one ever understands it the way I do, because I'm the one that I've always done it. My career, I've managed my whole career, besides when Dana was my manager. And Dana went along as being, you know, the president of UFC, of promotion himself. I understood it. I've made a lot of mistakes in my career, and I'm able to correct those things and not make the same mistakes, you know, for my clients.
The last question I got, your client Chris Cyborg is fighting for the qualification, so to speak, to get the title shot. What's your plan? Is the plan to get the title at Invicta? And at the year's end, you told us at New Year's Eve you wish that Cyborg will fight Rousey. Does it matter if she's the Invicta champ and Rousey the UFC champ? Do you think it really can happen at New Year's Eve?
I would love it to happen. You know, I think that'd be a huge pay-per-view, and that's why I've tried to promote it that way. I think, you know, Johnny Bones Jones versus Anderson Silva, everybody wants to see it. You know, Chris Cyborg versus Ronda Rousey at a catchweight 145 or 140 pounds. It makes the most sense ever. You know. My job is to help promote Chris and let her fight at the level that she's supposed to fight at. And if it takes to New Year's Eve to make that happen, and Chris will be the champion in Invicta. She'll be the 145-pound champion, and she'll cut down to 140 to make that fight happen. And even if Ronda Rousey does lose, she don't care. She takes it personal. She told me, she goes, Tito, I don't care if she loses any of her fights, I still want to get an opportunity to kick her ass. She goes, I don't like the girl. She's very disrespectful, and I want to make it happen. And so that comes to show that if fans really want it and Dana wants to make money, make it happen.
That's awesome. Thanks so much for your time, and best of luck. Hopefully you get really strong and healthy and everything works out for you.
I hope so. You never know. Of course, all my fans in Germany, appreciate your support. Thank you.